Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another episode on life as a Makoti, as a Muroora, as a former Muroora living in Zimbabwe while living in Canada too. At this time, I'm no longer holding that title, but welcome. My name is Linda. You can also call me Fiona. You are welcome to this channel. It's pretty nice over here, and if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you, friend. Grab a snack, grab a drink. Okay, let's get into this series. So number one, I would like to extend a huge apology for cutting this series in between and I didn't talk anything about it when I said more episodes were coming. Honestly, our life took over, but that's not an excuse. I think I should have at least tried to give you one episode in a month, which is something that I plan to do moving forward. Secondly, I am addressing a question. I'm answering a question as well as sharing a video. One of you responded on one of the videos, those particular series, and she said, girl, can you give us a story time about how and where you met this man? LOL. That's obvious. If it's something that you and your current partner are comfortable with. You went through a lot. Hugs, babe. You were young. And I went on to reply and I said to her, hey girl, no problem at all. I'll consider sharing how I met the ex. Haha. I put an emoji and I said it's a good one. Thank you for the hugs. And I put a hug emoji. So yeah, I feel like I should have probably started there. Well, initially when I started sharing these videos, I wanted to talk a lot more about my motherhood journey while living as a Muroora. But in hindsight, or now that I'm looking at just having like another perspective, I want to share a lot more than that. Because you know what? I only got one life and somebody else might learn one or two things. Or if anything, this will just be entertainment for someone else. I've been playing around with some names, but I think let us call him Mukomati. I think it's very straightforward. It just makes sense. So basically, Mukomati, aka Baba Vivana, aka ex-husband. So yeah, my, just for clarity, clearest just a disclaimer, I'm okay sharing this video and the partner is okay. No insecurities around that. It's merely me sharing my story. So I have some guidelines, I have some notes on my phone, so I'll be looking at that. If you see me looking down, you can go to tap at. So let's start with the stage that I was in my life and who I was seeing at the time, because I have to start there, right? Because while all of this happened, I'm probably like the main character of the entire story. So at this time, I was an A-level student. So Nandakita A-level, remember, I'm not going to give a lot of background now because it just make a sense. If you're not sure what's going on, please watch. I would kindly ask you to watch the first and the second video. We're here now. I'll label them part 1, part 2, part 3. So this is now context on who this particular person is, who became the baba of Vanawangu. So at this stage in my life, I was an A-level student. It's a Timwold High School, and Nandri prefect before I got it to A-level. So anyway, A-level, and Danda lower 6, lower 6A. That paid the end of the year. So a couple of months before December, when I was doing my A-levels, I was seeing 5 people. Let me explain. I was that girl. Now, did I engage Mumabasa? No, thank goodness. So it was just flirtation, going out for lunch, spending time indoors, and nothing went beyond that surface. So I remember there was number 1, we told M was a working individual, a working man. Anga Basarake owned a car, but I got a ghetto, and I knew M through a cousin sister. because M and cousin sister actually dated, and then when they broke up, M started talking to me because, you know, through dating cousin sisters, feature, I was there once, you know, just being present. So eventually M's attention and looking back in hindsight, I probably should have deleted that number or maybe set some boundaries. But yeah, M was promising a future, marriage, to Vegas, and you know, and I kept on asking I was, but you M kind of cousins. You don't know any how are we presenting ourselves as a couple? Anyway, I just wasn't interested despite the level to which I was convinced. In case you're wondering if my cousin and sister ever found out, or my family, yes they did. It blew over at some point. So yeah. 2, I was seeing N was a basketball player. I got a coach, you know, but there was a boys' school somewhere there, some boys' school around, and by exactly what I'm saying, like just seeing each other, like there's no particular title. Next there was J. Now me and J totally like in a proper relationship like years back, but long distance, but we were still like lingering once in a while, even though we had actually sat down and realized with that no. And Jay was a DJ, realized that and then I was also seeing I want to save the best for last. I was also seeing F. Now F was a thing, and then I'm going to like a very flirtatious A-level student as well, same school. And you know, I can't wait to like something my friend Yango, but then me and that girl were no longer friends. We're not even friends to begin with, but we hung out around the same group. But F at Neendicollection, I got the same neighborhood. So because I used to drive as a student, they teach Jonichi. If you want to come along, like I can drop you off at home, and I used to drop F at home into Vanilla, but you know, in those car rides, some interests were developing, and I was just a flirty girl gap. So don't come for me. Those were the days. Okay, I had the liberty and the freedom. I made use of it. Last but not least, I was seeing P. Now P, I can tell you the name, Platinum. Platinum was, some people might know Platinum actually on this platform, but Platinum was quiet. Such a moyo wese kuta kuti rukutu. Platinum yange ndengoti jump ungoti how high, it was done, like yeah. But I felt like at that time I'm just sitting in that headspace of commitment, and so I did take advantage of Moyo Platinum, which how things ended, I'll tell you another day, another story. But Platinum was the ride or die. I got a repo, always there to save me, to catch me, to just everything. So anyway, but with the Platinum, yeah, you get to a full functioning like relationship at that time. Yo, look at me telling you my business. Let's get into it. Now we're actually getting into the story. So that's the stage that I was in my life. I was free, I was young, I was driving, I was a student, I was living life. There's nothing I didn't have. My guardians, Tina Bankuru had children. Tina Bankuru had 4 kids, so like 4 kids, yeah. 2 from Babamkuru in his previous marriage, and then 1 Watete from her previous relationship, and then 1 Wawese. So 4 Vana. And so I had responsibilities sometimes, you know, and sometimes in Duovaita, all of that. obviously sitting at home with them as a babysitter or just caring for them. Kind of vaskana basa wangu wasipo, but sometimes I went to vaskana basa, sometimes I went to vaskana basa. So I was just like loving life. I had a really good group of friends, kuchkoro. I had one bestie, and like life was just like really nice. Like I don't even know if I had some issues, probably internally, but I was just having a good time. So this is where it all started. So how did I meet Mukomati? So there's this particular day, it was a Saturday. Chukoro chachi yangu achiri ku Westgate. I don't know if that school is still there. It's like a junior school yangairi koko, and yangeka zobatinani high school yacho yangeri pa side and iti yangeri Saturday. And this Saturday ina nditori ma plans nani na F. Remember papa ina M working young man, N basketball player living in Chinoy, J DJ living in Chinoy, F student like me, A-level student, you know, flirtatious dynamics, and then P ride or die. Now F and I tatashkapa messages okay, you know, so let's try and experiment with that thing, right, safely, so that we know what it's like. Because if angasatambo, it's actually across a bridge roro across all bridge roro, and we thought like, you know what, we're not together but like we like each other, like let's just like crack the eggs together safely. So we agreed, and we were going to crack the eggs on a Saturday and fry some eggs. Now, jadaro taronga biga masedu. Saturday ashkabaya. I don't know if I knew about this, or yeah, I think there's just kuti vana vana my guardians vanekana now vabunzanani vazukuru, my nephews, I think, because ndiri mwana wayanzvadzi yatete. So anyway, so Saturday yasvika ndivazvanzi zveni iwe Linda ndiuri kuendesa vana ku-sports day, vanga vaine sports day kuchikoro kwavo, chikoro chakavakwa nachiyangu, ndakanganwa chichainzi chii Westgate. This was not a part of my plan on a Saturday. Sports day, family day. Just want to like weigh me down a little bit. But then I said, you know what? If I'm just gonna drop them off, like that's fine. But like I'm gonna drop a chatera you fani ndani vana. Okay, so baba mukuru na tete vasara bamba ino vandatora je vana vapinzwa mota varongedzerwa zvese. All I needed to do was drive them. So I drive tashkava kuchikoro chia. I park my car because I had a car yari specifically for me. So I park my car. Vana vabuda, vana vakunotamba, vakunoita sports. They get allocated kuma teacher zabo. I make sure that all of that is done safely. Inini ndamirauchi titina vankuru vari kuuya zodii kuzoita take over, then I can leave tono bika vazai ndachi na F unisaka inini chipa ndasvika. So kuchikoro kuchi ndina tete vangu vaidzidzisa ikoko, and Tete is no longer with us anymore today, but at that time she was. Vangu in a classroom yavo. So pa classroom yavo, for some very strange reason, ndo pakaiswa team emergency, the ambulance company yainzi ambulance care and the evacuation. I don't know if it's still there, but the last time Zimbabwean branch ku Avundel, there was an ambulance company, and pakayava two paramedics. There was a man and there was a woman. Man mukomati, woman I don't know. So co-workers ka ndvava gara tora macheva muklasi momo muklasi matete tete vakuru, not vandaigara nawo, tete vakuru vaitoga my elder tete. saka yengeri classroom yangu ndoma vaiteacher tete vangu. So uyu mukoma tina coworker wake paramedics vakazouya vakapfeka uniform and everything. So imagine uniform, ambulance yakapakwa, mva vabuditsa machebva vagara panze. So ini pandakatozongosvika ndakasvika ambulance itoripo, vana vatu vakagara padhora. Tete havamo muclass muna vanhu, tete vari kufield nemastudents. Ini ndangogara chi panze pedoor peclass yatete, but a bit far from door chairo ndakangogarawo pamberi peclass ndiri panze ndiri pafoni. You know, back in the day zvana Facebook ndiri kungoto play around nefoni yangu ndakagara paya. Apa tasvika ndandofuka tikasvika ma8 ma9 masports day anowatanga ma9 ka 10 o'clock vanhu vangauye, 11 o'clock vanhu vangauye, 12 o'clock vanhu vangauye, 1 o'clock vanhu vangasvike. I think kuma2 if I remember very well. Vanhu vangasvike maybe kuma3 titina banguru ndokusvika. Akomana ndaka ndakaita kufuta ngebhaluni kudai, so kuita kufutunuka kuita kututunuka kudai ndakatsamwa. And you know how it is when you're a teenager, unongomudhura zvimwe zvezvekuti uyaibone mugodzokera. Vakuti hello tauya uda kudye, we know une nzara, pane mabhega, pane mapizza, pane matigorira mure ajisi kuda atitobuda kudya. Apa indatsamure ndachifana kudaona kunokreka mazai naefu tinobika pascribbled eggs, but manje vanhu vakangasati plan yangu ndakaita kufuta. Vanhu vangonzwisiso kuti zvemateenager zvemamudi dzingazviteedzera. Ndobva ndatoti ndichambonogara class kwatete because tata pandaitaura nawo tata akufield uko. Zvikanzi alright ndaenda class kwatete, ndikati battery yangu chifoni yangu yakupera battery, so rega ndinochaja muclass kwatete. So kuma 4 o'clock ndopandakasvika class kwatete kuma 4-5. Not kuti zvoni there was a big distance, but kuti around that time I remember sitting muklas matete. So avangu vari panze ndakatova ignore mukoma tina coworker wavo maparamedic ini pindei muclass because muklas matete vangu na plug charger yatete nonesa phone yangu ndatogara ndakamira kuti iboost because yange yatodzima. Right, ndagara paya mukomati the baba vevana, now father of vana, there back then, well now ex-husband muna apinda muclassmate zvikanzi hi nangoti hi kachirungu ichi. And I remember takaexchange manamba, unonzani ndinonzi Linda, yakataura zita rake tinga right takangoexchange manamba. In my mind ndakatoti ndawana munhu anonditengera airtime because I mean ndo basa rake, ndikati Vana munhu nditengera airtime zvangu ini haiwa vane mabasa ava ngotitengera airtime zvatoperera ipapo. Ini ndikutofunga nyaya yani yevazai paya. And you know mazai is a metaphor. If you haven't caught on, you know what I'm talking about. So zvadaro ndadhinikana paya ndakutumira message kuna F ndikuti shamwari time dzaenda, zvikanzi shamwari time dzaenda zvichatomboitotuye because F aigara nefamily yake, but Saturday vanga vabuda saka he had the house to himself. So dzakoti zvatodhakwa paya. So phone yangu yangoti booste around kuma 5 close to 6 ngati ndakuenda kumba zvikanzi sina banguro right tinoona kumba kati okay bo pinda mota ivo vaizouya nevana, ndapinda mota paya nayo nzara yangu. So Platinum aigara kudhuze nekumba, so ndakabva ndangoti rega ndingopfuura ndimwe naPlatinum plus aigara kudhuze nekuchikoro futi ichocho chevana vatete nabanguro. So ndapinda mota paya ndakudodhiraivha kwaPlatinum ndatopaka panze pegedhi rake. Kanzi kochiko, ndikati you know ndingochema kuti ndabhoikana tete anonoka kusvikana banguro. Hazitombozwa kuti titori neurongwa hwangu neumwe munhu, ndabva ndapiwa comfort nini ngada you know nakubhoikana zvikanzi it's okay chichi. Bandati alright, ndobva ndapinda mota ndobva ndadriva ndobva ndaenda kumba. Ndasvika kumba, remember taigara Westgate. Ndasvika kumba paya shasha yakutexta kazviro. When I tell you zvaiva kadi romantic mazuva iwayo, taitaura namukoma nti for hours like ndaisabva pafone, like vanga vakutozviziva kuti handibve pafone, like literally kutaura until 2 a.m. 3 a.m. taitaura pafone. It was just Taita at this point I cannot even remember, but Taita Chirungu, like strictly English for some reason. Don't worry now, English era. Chita get to know each other. Munovatara story again. He's a divorcee. He's currently going through a divorce, and from some people but the highlight was that he was traveling in Canada within a week. He's been living here for years. He's married. So I was like, okay. We'll travel next week Friday. So remember, Saturday sports day. We'll travel following week Friday. Botswana next week Friday. My brothers, my cousin brothers. So we're going on vacation. So that felt like a sign. Back then taita sign. Yakapika t-shirt white and yakapika t-shirt white mwari vari kutendera. So it was really exciting, like planning our travels. She's like, we were always talking. We were in sequence on like even the travel day. Like his flight is a road trip. Botswana taenda inini na 4+. So anyway, moving on, before a travela midweek next week but Saturday Friday takasangana akati ngatsangani ndibadamuti uya kuno kupari vadati nchamboenda town kunoona shamwari yangu tikati okay bo but anaenda town ndakaenda kuseri kweroad ndokwakauya batato vashikani moteka ivene chimota sochewaiti chitoyota Camry vapaka tataura paya ndibva bye tapanina mahaga munhu ari fresh kani white shirt yakaita kuainwa aiwa kuhygiene zvaiyevepo nekajini kafeded nekasnika kewhite ndikati I think fana vachiti tinge tapinda beyond airtime. Guys, there's still so much to say. So travela, we were talking the entire time. I remember going shopping because I pure my allowances of shopping na anguru. So I remember Tishtaura she texted. I remember on the trip as well. Bangurong was just running. Yeah, ndianiko kumena utara na ituzoka no ndianiko. Tuzozi mkwasha ndiani. Just akuseka tijiramba nchinyaririra njichifara. And then I remember even taku holiday. I remember ndrimu taku vacation kwacho dream bedroom, me and my cousin brother drop a phone. Yeah, 20 mkwashero and no going to go nyarira go one disirira. So I will tell you, it was exhilarating at that time. It was adrenaline was on 1,000. Like that love bombing sensation, if you're familiar with that, that's exactly what it was. Such a rush, So anyway, plus but then I didn't realize that I wasn't being true to myself. So anyway, tadzoka indaka before New Year's. I want to before New Year's Eve. Extend the stay if I remember correctly. January, and then takasangana pakamfinsa or new lanes. I can't really remember. I tried to put a Google search and it about Google Maps, but I couldn't really remember. But around that area. So in the guy mota yangu no parka iyo vaya ni mota yake parka atka wana ndikaenda kafika ma high heels zangu ba 6-inch nesketi yangu purple nikatop kangu vieske ke black yakafika white shirt crisp, then some black pants if I remember, and some white sneakers and banana hagi no za hagi no nyaza za kupinda zvindarika maini chadaizi vepi ndikounzirwa katopikelo. So I don't remember chishimwe chakandigira remember topi yellow. So from then on we kept on meeting pataikwanisa kusangana, and things actually seemed kunge zviri kutongofamba mbuni nzira yakanaka, to be quite fair. There was no pressure, but I didn't realize kuti kusapressurize kwake or kusaita intentionality yake. He was being passive because anga chitobuda divorce. So I don't think kuti munhu aitsvagawo zvinhu zviri serious at that time, you know. Ndakaudzwawo zvangu akandi zvona akaroteswa here kuti akaprofitwa paakamboenda kusanyati we akanzi zvoni pane musikana wachasangana naye kudiko, so anga kunditi ndini musikana wacho. Ndopa akazonipa chiring cheche chamaiseka, ndikaremember ndichaisa picture somewhere on the screen zvikanzi zvoni ndochiringi chekusanyati ichocho ndikanzi zvoni akachipiwa nemumwe murungu because aiita zvematour guide zvekuradza varungu Zimbabwe yese pane mikampani iri kuMount Pleasant yaishandira so amene kuprofitwa kwakaitwa ikoko mazuva iyo taingozvibhilivhawo tichingosaka bvira ipapo like life went on. Tatazomu my final year upper 6, and then I started to meet like muri yake. So the first person I met, I remember angari brother yake. Takaenda ku same levy for some Christmas lights here. Then brother yake angari DJ in one of the stores at that time. So that's when I met the brother. Hi. Noisy, you know, and that was it. And then ndakazosangana na mama vake vaidzidzisa at a school, primary school kuBraeside. So vanga vatori ukoko iye anga asitombori in the city muHarare, but tonditi inoona mama, she's ready to meet you. Ndikati okay. So inini ndaneka college kana ndakuenda kudzidza kudhuze kuBraeside. So ndakabva ndangoti ngengofamba during lunch time. Then unoona amai. Honestly, when I met Amai told me dendere sere muri yese. I should have known that was a red flag, but anyway, it is what it is. That was got dendero sere munu yese. And then I eventually met young brother na baba. Ndopa takazovaona kumba kwavo dera nekaendawo kumba kwavo kuBraeside uko. That's when I met baba. Ndo vakangonditi what are your intentions nemwana wangu? Ndikati mwana uyu ndiri kutomuda and ndinoda zvogara naye nekumuchengeta. Hapana kwandiri kuenda. Zvikanzi right. Mashoko tu chete zvangopera zvakadaro, asi tombori munhu anotaura zvekudaro kuzi vatori newo dhende ravo ravakatongoitawo rakavakanganisa zvisingatomboiti. So then after that ndokuzotanga kusangana netumashamwari, and then iye akangosangana necousin yangu one of my oldest cousin sisters, and my former best friend who she watches my videos now. And I remember her saying to me, like, he's just taken so much from you, out of you. Like, you know, when shamwari yenkana yatorwa nemkomana and you feel it as a friend group or as a friend, my friend akuchinja, like she wasn't really like this. And I've said but it's like she's losing herself in this relationship. She tried to communicate that to me, my best friend, but I didn't listen. I just fell into this whirlwind and now terera. I didn't formally bring murumo kumba kwedu. Akazozoyamba kwedu like later on, like it was very under wraps. Like I thought bangmaswacho pananda kuzogara nevamwe gogo nasekuru. Ndamove out of kwana sisi nabankuru. Anga kuti zvozvo kunondisira kune imwe road, but aiti zvoni indoda kuona gogo nasekuru kana wako gogo nasekuru akutombobvunza zvakomana, akutombobvunza zvese, autombodisipa gede. But I dakuita meet those people. But then I didn't understand because at some stages aiti zvozvo kuti aiziva. It's almost like pane munhu aindituma vanhu vaindimonitor here or something, because I remember there was a day when bestie wangu pakauya nemota some guys in the car. Akati bestie, I want you to meet all these guys, right? I know her intentions were good. She wanted to distract me from this mkwati, but so I met the guys and I said hi, how are you? Paka mota na bestie wangu, a couple of guys, they said hi, favaenda. But in that moment nakafonera na mkomati shikanzori kupi unani urkuite. I don't know, for some odd reason, if I found myself in a position yekuti it's something chasiri kuziva, it's something chichazomuboha or something like that, I wanted this sort of like, it's not kutombo data, I wanted this power or control yekuuya kwandiri or kuziva zvandiri kuita. And it's intuition, but I don't know, I just didn't believe that. But I felt like that wasn't unfair for me because I was young and I had the liberty and the freedom to see whoever I want. Did he ever find out about Vanilla 5? No, never. I just cut off Vanilla slowly, one by one. But obviously, because I was on phone era, you know, some people kept on like trying to reach out to me. That tanga hunzi, urukufonera nani, urukutaura nani, urukudi for yangu chira in the middle of the night. So until this day. I actually switch off my Wi-Fi ndakurara because ndine anxiety yekuti phone yangu ikangorira ndakarara pakati usiku. I will get scolded for that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's how I met Mukomati, Zubranti, Zungu Zugaira. Yeah, it's not what it seems. Like, it's not how it ended. It's not, surprisingly, it's not how it ended. Like, it's nothing near Jagazoetika. There were signs Majona that control terror and everything and obsessiveness. It was just crazy. I remember there's a party I attended. Yeah, my really this guy that I was so connected to. And it will feature later on, but I almost died that day. The way he drove me back on Sepa Road car, and I ended up apologizing for that, even though I could drive out Chinoy on the same day to go and kiss another girl. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Please don't judge me. That was back in the day. Ooh, I have so many juicy stories about that. But yeah, in case you're wondering, did I eventually Tarazumbo it's got my friends, got my big scrambled egg? No, it never happened. We between in and F, but you know how it is, curiosity, young age, and all of that. I'm sure Mwariwan's about to say vakakanganisa dero or vakati zviende neimwe nzira. Zvimwe zvingadei zvakaendawo neimwe nzira dai zvakaenda nenzira iyoyo tingadei takapererawo kumwe. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Remember to give it a like and comment. And I'll see you in the next one, hopefully real soon. Alright guys, take care. Bye.